Y'all are not gonna believe some of the stuff that's going on. This kitchen is the biggest mess I have ever seen in my life. Don't just forgive me. That's all I can say. I made biscuits this morning. I'm putting them in the oven because there's nothing like a cold biscuit sandwich with a piece of bacon or something. I got these bananas. They're about going to be ruined. I thought, well, I'll make something. I tie that plastic around them so that they don't disintegrate so fast, because that's where the gas comes from up there at the top of that. If you'll put plastic or saran wrap over it, you can kind of deter them from rotting and getting rotten too fast. So what I did is I took pork again and I put it down in my Instapot, and I'm going to put some pepper and salt on it, is all, today. And kind of move that around a little bit. So those are some big pieces. These was only $1 and something a pound. This pork. Now these are beautiful pieces of pork. And we're just gonna put that in our Instapot. And we're gonna put that on our meat setting for 25 minutes. And we don't want it to keep warm, so we turn that button off. So that'll get our meat cooked. There it goes. I've got blueberries that I've got to use. These were the Great Value frozen, so I'm going to make something out of them after a while. And I thought, well, I'd get on here. I don't have a microphone on. I barely got clothes on. I have been trying to set up this new system, this new computer and camera system. Usually I keep my kitchen as clean as I can, and I just haven't had a chance to get everything done and keep Mother in order and keep me in order and doing all that. So probably what we'll do is we will use some of that pork, and we'll use some of those. I bought them again on sale, boy. I've packed my freezer full of them. I think we'll do the fettuccine. These were $3.69 for this Giovanni Rana. Best noodle you'll ever buy if you don't make it yourself. So this fettuccine we can do with that pork. You got the linguine, but I'd rather do the fettuccine with my pork. And then I've got some Great Value like breadsticks, the garlic. We'll have that with it. Now they come, the garlic. This is Food Club, but it's just about the same. I'll let them sit out here and kind of get a little room temperatured. But I was going to tell y'all that, let me get the cookbook while I'm sitting here revising. And get my old grandmother's old Better Homes 1930 cookbook. I want to look up something in here while we're doing this. And God bless y'all. It is Sunday. Yes, it is. I was going to come on and do some Christian music every Sunday and every Wednesday. Maybe now that we've got our big desktop computer that the boy got fixed for me. Now we'll have more bandwidth to where we can do a lot of things that we couldn't do in the meantime. I'm looking. I know they're in here, but just give me a minute. Remember, I knocked this. This was a perfectly good cookbook, and I knocked that off and broke this, tore that apart. I was so upset. Let's go to number 10 and see what it says. Page 8. See, that's right at the front. That's why I couldn't find it. It was right at the front. Let's see. 5. Well, come on now. Get right to the front. Let's see. Y'all just give me a minute. I know that it's here because I've used it. With this all flopped open, it's hard for me to. Let me go back here again, y'all. I can't remember. Okay. Oh, section 3. So we got to go to section 3, page 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there are muffins. Muffin. Let's see what they call for. Okay. There's sour cream muffins. Oh, I bet them are good. Corn muffins, bran muffins, fluffy muffins, all kind of muffins, blueberry muffins. Let's just do these. Y'all want to do these while we're waiting on that pork? We might as well, hadn't we? Let me get me I tell y'all, I use these Carotte pans for everything from mixing bowls to frying up catfish. It doesn't matter to me as long as I can use it. Okay, today I'm going to use, I got a new box of this. I think I've got one open, maybe. No, I don't. Well, maybe I do. Let me see. No, that's almond flour. And yeah, I do. Look here. I got it right here. Now, what I use, so y'all know, I've started using this King Arthur unbleached cake flour. Good, gives it a good anything more. So we'll just get some of that out of here, and we'll do 2 cups. I've got to get a now my Instapot the little doohickey, the little nipple thing was not down on there, and I heard that bubbling. So make sure your nipples are down on that. It's the one, the steam deal. Make sure it's down on there, because we don't want to do like my friend and blow the house up. Not with this. That was an old pressure cooker. This I've had no trouble with whatsoever. So, but this being a muffin, I'm not going to worry about sifting this. Oh, I got too much. Too much. Too much. Okay. You know, I sure do want big muffins. Well, we'll try this. I know it's a good recipe. So, we can always make more, can't we? We can always make more. Now let's put our flour back so we can get that out of the way. Now then, let me get my three teaspoonfuls and I use the aluminum-free baking powder, the Gappin. So we want 3 teaspoonfuls of baking powder. Level that off, so there goes 3. Well, darn you. There. 3 teaspoons. Now, I'm going to, let's see, this has got a 1/3 cup of sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Well, we can do that. So we'll get a 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm just going to use regular sugar today. I'm going to just put a 1/3. That's got a little lumps in it, but it'll work out. That's that pure cane sugar. And then we'll do our salt. Let's get about a 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon. Gotta have sugar, gotta have salt, don't you? 1 egg, 3/4 cup of milk. 1 egg, 3/4 cup of milk. Okay, there's the milk. You know, I need to use this ricotta cheese. No, I didn't mean ricotta. Sour cream. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I think the sour cream just does. So I'm going to put a big dollop of just sour cream into that. Okay. Now I'm just going to put, let's see here, 3/4 cup of milk. Really, I'll go ahead, since we even got that, because I want them a little, I'm going to put 1/4 cup of milk, or a 1/3 cup. Let's do a 1/3 cup of milk, and that'll kind of even out with that. That'll even out with that, and then we'll get an egg, 1 egg. Okay, got 1 egg. Little piece of shell down in there, Big Gene. Did you get it? I think I did. Here, there. Now, now we'll put, it says melted shortening in the old recipe, but what we're going to do is we're going to use our, let's do about 4 tablespoonfuls of our spoil. I'm going to use, let's see, let me get this off of here. Hear that pressure cooker? We got our blueberries. That's about a cup. We'll just say that's a cup, so we don't waste them. So we're gonna mix that. Get that egg kind of mixed up in there. Now they're gonna be blue muffins, and because I didn't try to keep those berries hard and frozen, and that's fine because it's just for Mother and I, and it'll still be good whether they're blue or pink or purple or whatever. No big ordeal. Make sure you get that baking powder mixed in there. You'll have soured lumps. I think, what is that bitterness? Well, it's because of baking powder, and some people don't mix it in good, and it gets in the put that mixed real well. Let me see where my I don't know if I want to put that in muffins or not. I'll go ahead and get my muffin tins here. And I'm just going to, oh, I'm getting tired. I've been up quite a while, matter of fact. I'm going to just get my Baker's Joy, just spray these just kind of lightly, just to be doing it. Spray them just kind of lightly, just so I want them to come out. All right, let's get that out of the way and get this out of the way. And I was going to use bananas in them, and I decided I didn't want to. I just wanted a blueberry muffin. If I have to make something with the bananas, I will tomorrow or the next day. And I'll put that in the 400-degree oven, but let me get them. Get them I'll just use my two different. Let me get Grandma's cookbook out so I don't get blueberries all over it. You know me. We're through with that anyway. We know 400 for about 20 minutes. So we'll just try that, won't we? Okay. I don't want to fill them way too full, but I want them pretty good so they rise up over it. These are not my favorite muffin tins at all, but when I went in the pantry I couldn't find anything but them, just as quick as I'm doing. I'm filming this and not cutting the camera off because it's too difficult for me to do that and try to clean my hands and keep my, and I'm not going to edit it out. If y'all want to, you can just fast forward them. watch them and fast forward them, or not fast forward them, and however you want to do it. I think that'll be 6 muffins probably. I don't think I'll have another whole pan. But let me get one of my old dish towels. I'll use this blue one. I always try to keep the color I'm going to use that I'm cooking with, and then if I get stains on it, it don't look so bad. I'm just going to go right around those and clean that off. Shake that down. Shake that down. Yeah, those will rise up. There'll be muffin tops, won't they? I don't think we'll have enough for the whole pan. That's, unless I made them smaller, and I don't really want to do that. So we'll do as much as we can. And so it'd be, that's probably about right, about 8 muffins. We'll just use the dregs into that one. Just get this cleaned out. That'll make probably 9 muffins by the time that gets up there. That'll make probably 9 muffins. Okay, there. All right. Get that cleaned up. It's got to be really cleaned after a while. I have got to clean this stove again. I cleaned it this morning, but I fried eggs. And you know how that is. So we're going to clean that up. Shake it down, clean it up, shake it down, clean it up. I like making it, banging it, but I hate having to, but sometimes you just gotta bang it, don't you? Mother will think I'm tearing up the house. Just say, what in the world are you doing in the kitchen? Oh, I'm talking to my friends and making muffins. I bet those have muffin tops, y'all. Well, we'll put them in here, and we will put it on 400 degrees. 400 degrees, and I'm gonna put it on convection so it bakes. I'm going to put it on 412 minutes and convectionize it. And then we'll see what it does. Huh? Okay, so we'll set these. Let's get this. So I hope y'all are having a good Sunday. I'm sorry I haven't been on, but I came on late yesterday afternoon trying to get the cameras working. And I looked up and I thought, well, they're not working, so I just had to turn everything off. I just had to turn everything off because it didn't work out. So now we've got the muffins done. And, so. Now we'll use these ramen noodles. I can put those in a pan. I've got kitchen shears and everything else. So what I'll probably do is just put these in a pan. What I like doing is I'll take Look at this stove, it's a mess. Y'all, it's a mess. Billy Jean, let me get a hand. I'm gonna turn that on. Turn that on, get one of my handles and put on it. And then I'm gonna give a little bit of olive oil. Didn't have none. I'll get it out of here. Put a little olive oil in that. And then I've got some dried herbs. Well, I could have gone out there and gotten some herbs that weren't dry. We're going to just use that dry ones. I don't feel like going out in that heat. And I just ground them right up in that olive oil. There's a little rosemary. Here's a little rosemary. Okay. Now that's got that done. And I'm going to go ahead. I bought these onions for 99 cents and I need to use them. It's just a good red onion. And make sure I've got enough basil in there. I'm going to squeeze me a little basil in there since I didn't go get the fresh. We'll wash my hands. Wash my hands and get that kind of clean. Let me turn that down just a hair. I've got these little red tomatoes, and I need to use them. I really do need to use them. So I'm just going to add them right here, these fresh tomatoes, just to that. Let them just kind of saute there with that olive oil and stuff. Let them get softer. Well, it's smelling good already. We'll just let them kind of just saute there. Let's check our muffins and see what's there. We're doing okay. Y'all never bought these little red tomatoes, get them. Sometimes they'll be able to sell on the party plate thing. And you can use them in your food just like this. And they're so good. When you bite into that, they've been kind of roasted and they just give you a good flavor. Let's add some salt now. Another pepper again. I used to make kind of an antipasta little salad with these tomatoes, and I'd brown them kind of like this. I'd put them in spinach. I'd do several things with them. So let's sit there and cook. Cook that a little bit. Add just a hair of sugar to that, just to give it just a hair of sweetness. Not much. Don't add much. You're not making dessert. This will tell when you squash those how done they are. And if you wanted to, you could have gone ahead and cut them up and put them in there after you'd washed them, but I don't. No sense in it. I just kind of squash them with a little bit of spoon just to give a little bit of that tomato. You hear them pop. See, they're popping like cherries. I just sit there. Pull that on around. See there how that's looking? It's really good. When they kind of get, you can take you a masher, just a little, like this old potato masher, and just see how you, since they've already kind of, you just kind of, watch out, they're hot and they'll burn your eyes. Give a minute. See, that just kind of mashes that up a little bit into fresh tomatoes for your noodles. Now let's look at that. See how there's a few still. And that's fine. It gives a little character, I think. Okay, now what I'm going to do, it's got sauce. See how that tomato sauce is coming out of those tomatoes there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over this pot. Since these are still kind of froze, I'm just going to just chop them with my hand. Let that sit there. Get these little pieces up. That's all you can do with your Giovanni ramen. Now mix that around. Get that kind of down in there. These are the best and the easiest noodles. So I don't even boil them all the time. Because they'll go ahead and cook down in here, and if you do, then you can add some water. But if most of the time I don't, I just kind of mix the oil around, and they will get soft. Just like if I had cooked them, and you don't lose all that flavor either. I guess we should put some garlic in it. I've got some. Let's just put about half a tablespoon of chopped garlic down in it. You don't have to have a lot. I've got some cream. Go ahead. See how that does. Make sure it's cooking on down there. Now I might add a little water to that. Just a hair. Because I want to add a little cream to it. So see how those noodles are, fresh tomatoes are cooking down there. The steam really cooks them. Let's just get one of the little noodles in. Nothing like that. Fresh tomatoes. Probably have to add me a little more. water and pull that up. So you just have to check those noodles and do them however. If you, that was almost done, but I thought it needed to have, I need a little water since I was going to put that cream in there. And it needs more salt. I don't want to put a lot because I'm going to put Parmigiano on it. Mother and I just like Italian food, and I do especially. Not that I grew up with nothing more than spaghetti. But I love the Giovanni noodles. So when I started buying those, let me let them brown just a few more minutes, and them muffins, the first set, will be ready. Okay, now I've got some cream, and I'm just going to add it to that. Add that cream to that. Just let it cook down. That'll give you a good creamy noodle. Well, it's telling me to come look at me. I'm almost brown. Let's turn that down a little bit. Let me see if I've got to get, here I'm going to get some Parmigiano cheese. See that I'm putting in there. I'm going to get that. I've got more if we need it. That's quite a bit of Parmesan. We'll just pull that out. There. Now then. There's our noodles, y'all. That's what we want. Got them done. Turn off our burner. Let's check our muffins. Hot, hot, hot. Billie Jean liked to drop them. They were hot. Those were so hot, y'all. Woo. So they got done. They're firm. Let's get our other pan. Let's get this and get it in there. Let that cook. And we'll reset our, let's do it at 12. Turn it on convection. Well, okay. Now then, see that how that's those noodles are. Let me put that on 12. I thought I had. Okay, now then. Might need a little more. I burnt my finger. Might be, let me put this whipping cream. Okay. Yeah, I don't usually burn myself, but sometimes you do. It's probably been a year since I burnt myself. Let me get a piece of this cheese off of here. I just buy this Parmesan, the lower price, because there's no sense in buying that since I'm going to cook with it. Let's do a whole bunch. I like Parmesan. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit, y'all. Let's go ahead and mix that down in there. All those fresh cherry tomatoes. Can't beat this, y'all. Can't beat it. There's cheese everywhere, Billie Jean. You got cheese everywhere. Okay. Now, muffins. That's what I was doing, y'all. I forget sometimes. I forget. So I'm gonna get a. Okay. There's my. Sometimes I can see. Sometimes I can't. I'm just gonna get my little brush. I'm gonna brush these muffins with the butter. So I have butter topped muffins. Now, I know y'all wrote, some of you, and said, "Oh, I was so worried about you." Well, I told y'all on one of the last videos or the lives that I was trying to get this computer stuff done, and I didn't know it was going to be as consuming and not working and trial and erroring. See, look at that, y'all. There's some good homemade blueberry muffins out of little or nothing. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. Now, make sure that's got it down on there. Make sure. And what I'll do, I'll take just a little bit of sugar and just sprinkle it right on the top. Castor sugar. Just kind of like that. And now our muffins can sit there. They're still hot. They can sit there and let's take our pork. We'll check our pork. These are doing good. Boy, that oven, I know y'all probably can't even hear me, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I could have wore a microphone, but I just didn't have a chance. Y'all, I didn't have a chance. Mother's doing something better. I'm doing better. I got a good report. I didn't have to have the pint of blood taken out the day before yesterday, like they do every month. They said my red blood cells had stayed low enough to where I didn't have to have a pint of blood out to heal them. I mean, to keep them down. Now we've got our breadsticks, remember? We got our breadsticks, and I'm gonna try to. That hot? Well, it's not too bad. I'm just gonna put my breadsticks. I don't think we need a whole bunch of them. I think that's too many. I think that's just too many breadsticks for Mother and I. So if I do 3, then that'll be 3 left. Put those in a package here. Oh, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and do them, because I save stuff back, and then I think I should have went ahead and cooked those while I had the hot oven hot. Now in the winter, it doesn't matter too much, but when it's the summer, we all try to keep our ovens. Let me look at our muffins. They're getting there. They'll be there in a little bit, but we'll do that. Got this. Let me get one of the crank on my hot lids. Let's set that on there. Get this kind of wiped up. Gosh. That won't take long for them. They're already pre-cooked in a way. Let me see about this. I'm going to go ahead and take this pork out. because it's almost there. We'll check it. But you don't want to keep that in there too long. It'll get too done and then it falls apart, but that's okay. We'll check it. Now this is not the same camera that I normally use, so we'll see if it comes out or it don't come out or whatever. That's all I can tell you. Because I'm having to try new things, y'all, because just the way it goes. Okay. Let me check I don't need this plate here. I'll break this. That's one of my good Raymond weight plates. I use them on Sunday. Okay, let me get this pork out. So y'all can at least take a gander at it. Now see how that pork is just falling off the bone. See, it's just falling off. It's just literally falling off the bone. So if y'all don't have an Instapot, you better get you one. My sister, I've told her, she said, well, my pork is always so tough. I said, get you an Instapot, you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to worry about it, sister. So, what I'll do is, let me get that. It's so hot, I'm just going to have to kind of do it to it. See how that pork, see how that pork it just comes off the bone, literally. Mother won't eat a whole lot. See how it's just falling apart. But to make it easier for her to eat, I just kind of cut it up. That's hot. Ooh. Look at a little pork. And once that rests, then we can get that's good. This will make good gravy for potatoes and gravy. See, it's just falling apart. See how that just shaves? You can make barbecue with this. Oh, there's just so much you can do with it. It's unreal. But the way I do it, where I am today, so I'm going to take some of our Giovanni Rana noodles with the cherry tomatoes. Now this is a show plate. She wouldn't eat this much if her life depended on it. But this video is getting too long, and I know it. If I'd have wanted to, I could have made some okra or squash to go with this. But what I'll do is I'll get these in the oven as soon as, I'm going to check the muffins. Gotta check the muffins. Hold on. Oh, almost let them stay in there too. Okay, let me get the bread in there. And those muffins, see, they come out. What am I using? That's not hot. Don't be using that with that. Oh, okay. I get so many things are going, I don't know if I just want to make sure these are done. I'll butter them in a little bit, put the what I might do is put some I like doing this occasionally. Let me show you. Now y'all remember that well, I can't find my little brush. Well, that's okay. What I do is I take apricot preserves. Now these are the ones that I made, homemade. And I just put a little bit of apricot preserves on each one of those blueberry muffins. Just the top of it. About like that. Not a lot. Just to change the flavor. And it glazes them. You can use a strawberry. You can use a grape, a strawberry. But I use this apricot. When I went and picked those apricots and I showed y'all how to make these apricot preserves, I told you I used this all year long. And I pre-packed it and froze it, and then I unthawed it and put it in a bowl. And that's what I had on my biscuits this morning also. Now what I'll do is I'll take my little bit of sugar and just sprinkle right there on top. Let those set. And as that cools, they will turn into some good, see, they'll turn into some good muffins. So we got blueberry regular sugar muffins. We got some apricot blueberry muffins. And then let me check my bread. See, that's already getting there with that convection oven. Whew, that's hot. I'm going to go ahead and get one of these off of here because they're already brown. And get this, let that just sit there. Okay, y'all. So now we've got our roast and our cherry tomato Giovanni Rana with the Parmesano cheese. We've got our breadsticks with garlic butter on them, and of course our steamed pork from the Instapot. Then of course for dessert we're going to have blueberry muffins, maybe an apricot one and maybe a regular one with a glass of milk. Can't beat that. God bless y'all. I wish y'all was here to eat some of this Sunday lunch with me, my mother and I. And y'all watch out for our lives and the new stuff that I'm fixing to try to get going. And don't get worried if you don't see me. I'm working. Bye-bye.